I mean, you can't deny it. They said, I am, and none else beside me, right? So, when you look at what Mashiach said in St. John 8:53, they asked him a question. Look at the question they asked him. Art thou greater than our father Abraham, which is dead? And the prophets are dead? Whom makest thou thyself? Who do you think you are? You know how we are. Who the hell you think you are? You know how we come off like that. Same thing. Only the difference, we said it like that now. That's how he said it then. To get the same effect, if you understand what I'm saying. So he told them who he was in verse 58. Remember, they just said, hey, I am, right? Mashiach said unto them, verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Right? So, what does the Edomite say? Isaiah 47:10. Thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me, nobody see me. That's that you don't see me spirit. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Now here he is. Right there. You gonna say that? That ain't them? They didn't say that? I am, and none else beside me. I don't need to pull out the Bible, do I? All in the Bible. So they saying they are Mashiach Yahushua and none else beside him. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Remember the evil gonna come upon them? Now he's telling you again, the same thing that we just read. Evil gonna pursue the violent man. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it rises. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. No, the Most High gonna clown him. He say, stand now with thine enchantments. Because they deal with the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And with the multitude of thy sorceries, the witchcraft and so forth, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. It say thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels, counseling against the Most High, Mashiach Yahushua, and his chosen people. He gonna clown. He say, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. All the things you trust in, say, let them stand up against the Most High. Mind you. Say, let them stand up and save you from what the Most High say he gonna do. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall it be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. You hear that? Ain't nobody gonna save them. Once the Most High ordains, thus say the Most High, what we're reading here, with understanding, you're gonna see. Whether your word gonna prevail or the Most High word gonna prevail. It's already written. We didn't listen. And you see what we went through, how you read the Bible, we in captivity. We being dealt with, straight up. Go to Isaiah 26:10. We ain't listen, so hey, we got the wrath of the Most High. So people that live today, not listening, they not trying to do us right, or you just not trying to do us right, don't wait till he visits you. It's too late then. Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. You know? Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he will not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Most High. See? Though what? Let favor be showed to the wicked, And the Most High showed them favor because he haven't dealt with them. But he says, all throughout us being around and bringing forth this truth, yet will he not learn what? Righteousness. He not going to learn righteousness. Yet will he not learn righteousness. Therefore, go back to Psalm 94 and 16. Listen. Though all the teaching that's going on of this truth, and a lot of it is geared toward him on the street, which it shouldn't be, but it is. Most High said this in Psalms 94:16, who will rise up for me against the evildoers? You want to know who will rise up for the Most High against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, right? Who gonna do it? Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man, those that are keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. So they are standing, and we are standing in great boldness in the face of all them that have benefited from our labors of free labor and slavery. Afflicted him and made no account of his labors. No reparations came to us and coming to us. But we're not to be concerned about that because the Bible tells us what we're going to get. It's all here. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they look for. You see? When they see brothers standing in great boldness before their face, they're gonna be they're gonna be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, so far beyond all they look for, because they don't know the scriptures, they don't know what's going to happen. But if they took the time to listen and really try and learn, they might get a little something. But this is what it says: and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, they got angry, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Yeah, having you do whatever you say do, go on CNN or go wherever you go to this particular station, that station, internet and so forth. This is what you're supposed to do. Going on nationwide TV, this is what you're supposed to do, and we doing it as a people. Remember, 1/3 is going to be redeemed. That's that remnant. 2/3 going to follow whatever it is the world says do. So you put yourself in one of those categories. And they repenting, groaning, and angry for anguish of spirit. They're going to be angry. Shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. All the different names they call us, disgraceful names they call us, and things that they're doing to exploit us. We fools account of this life madness, see? And its end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth. Hear that? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth. You know what the truth is? Let's sing it together. Psalms 119, 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. You see? So they erred from following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. We just read about what the Most High just told them. To save themselves, call on their, sorcery and astrologers and prognosticators and so forth to save them, because that's what they believe in. They have said that they are Mashiach Yahushai, and none other. I mean, that's who in the Bible I seen. Their pictures, you see? So this is what they're going to say. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth. They erred from the way of keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And the light of righteousness, keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, have not shined unto us. And the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction, like you see today. Most High say going to bring plagues on the earth, and using the plagues coming through them, put on the earth. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness. Is what they're going to say. As salvation is coming to the children of Israel. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, But as for the way of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua, we have not known it. Hear that? So no matter how much you teach them, they're not going to know the way of the Most High and of Mashiach Yahushua. This is when salvation, when the Mashiach Yahushua coming on the earth, said, "Come up hither," and we come up. When he tell us, when he tell us this, that's just I'm before the story, but this is what's going to happen, and that's what they're going to be saying. You see, go to 1 Thessalonians 4:16. 1 Thessalonians 4:16. Let's read let's start at verse 13 for a change. Just say, but I would not have you to be ignorant. Don't be in darkness. Don't be ignorant to this fact, brethren, children of Israel, 12 tribes of Israel, concerning them which are asleep, those that have died, that ye sorrow not, even as others which have no hope, have no faith. For if we believe that Mashiach Yahushua died and rose again, which he died and rose on the third day, walked the earth for 40 days, ascended to the right hand side of the Most High, even so them also which sleep that have died by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua will the Most High bring with him, or Mashiach Yahushua shall bring with him when he come with the power of the Most High. But this we say unto you by the word of the Most High, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of Mashiach Yahushua shall not prevent them which are asleep. We're not going to prevent them that are asleep, that have died by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, understanding in the name of the Lord and Savior. For Mashiach Yahushua himself shall descend from heaven. Like he ascended from heaven, he's going to descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead that have died by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua shall rise first. They're going to rise first. Because he said, no man comes to the Father but by him. And there is no New Testament. There's only the law and the prophets. That's all he had to go by was the law and the prophets. That's why people that don't believe in the New Testament, don't believe in the Mashiach Yahushua, don't know it. He didn't have no books of Paul's. He didn't have no books of Peter or James or any other apostle. Or the book of Revelation when he was in here in the flesh. It didn't exist. That's why I say, then we which are alive and remain, verse 17, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, which is the chariots of the Most High when you read Psalms 104 and 3, to meet Mashiach Yahushua in the air. And so shall we ever be with Mashiach Yahushua. Wherefore comfort one another with these words, you see. So when you go to Revelations 11th chapter and verse 12, it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Just like we just read in 1 Thessalonians 4:16. They heard a voice from heaven saying, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which I tell you is a chariot, or what they call a UFO. We call them IFOs. They're not unidentified, but they're identified flying objects. The angels will come down and get us. Most High will, it be us. And their enemies beheld them. That's what we just read about, what they're going to say. This was he who we had a derision and a reproach. We read what they're going to say. That's why I say the Bible is really, when you understand it, it'll tell you pretty primarily everything that you need to know. And their enemies beheld them. And once we go up, they're going to get a chance to say that, right? And then, in the same hour, so within that hour, they're going to say all that, right? Was there a great earthquake? This destruction coming. And the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000, complete number of men. 7 is the number of completion. You had them 0, 0, 0s behind it. Complete number of men going to be destroyed. And the remnant were affrighted. You hear that? The remnant, 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, going to be affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. See, as it is written. Ezekiel, 3rd chapter. No, go to, let's go to Ezekiel 2. Let's go to the long route. Go to Ezekiel, the 2nd chapter. Start at verse 1. It say, and he said unto me, Son of man, talking to Ezekiel the prophet, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to we the 12 tribes of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. Hear that? He sent Ezekiel to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that rebelled against the Most High. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, broken the Most High's laws, even until this very day. I love that, because he's saying it during the time that he's going to live, but it applies to us today, even until this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus say the Most High Power, talking to we the children of Israel. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house. Hear that? Yet shall know that there had been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, this is what he say, be not afraid of them. Why you gotta say, be not afraid of us? Neither be afraid of their words. Let you know they're going to come with harsh words, hurtful words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks. Going to be looking at us real hard. Though they be a rebellious house, you know? Talking about us. A rebellious house. Thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are most rebellious, he's saying. But thou, son of man, and talking to us in this day and time, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. He said, and when I looked, behold, an hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. A roll of this book that he gave him was therein. Like a scroll rolled together. Like behind me, you see those scrolls? Those are scrolls on each side there. And he spread it before me. Opened it up and spread it before him. And it was written within and without. And there was written therein, what? Lamentations and mourning and woe. Jacob's trouble. Lamentations bringing forth sorrow and crying and mourning and woe and destruction. He said, moreover, so this is not no great time that Ezekiel was shown. Ezekiel 3:1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest. Eat this roll and go speak unto the house of Israel. We got to be the watchman for you. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. So he laid it open. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. When he first got it and tasted it, so it was in his mouth like honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak my words unto them. But thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech, or of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. See, whatever language that he sent us out to speak, we knew that language. Just like now, you hear my voice. If you understand English, that's what I'm speaking. And I speak a little Hebrew now and then, you know. But I let you know what I'm saying. I interpret it. It says, not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou cannot understand. Surely, had I sent thee to them, these other nations that speak all these other languages, they would have hearkened unto thee. But the house of Israel, we the 12 tribes of Israel, will not hearken unto thee. They don't want to hear. For they will not hearken unto me. So they ain't gonna listen to you because they won't listen to me. Most High said. For all the house of Israel is impudent and hard-hearted. Silly and stupid, man. He said, behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads, their mind strong against their way they think. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not. Why you gotta keep telling us to fear them not? Because we are rebellious people. Neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. See? It's cold, boy. We some cold-blooded people, man. That's why verse 7 again say, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. Then you know that. That's why you have to really take on the spirit of, okay, they might hear, they might not hear. He's saying the house of Israel will not listen to you, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted. Remember that all meant a certain number. Because 1/3 of Israel are going to hear. You see, that's why we can't just be disappointed in those that don't want to hear at this time, because most High do the calling. We don't. We just messengers. Rebellious Israel. Go to Isaiah, the 30th chapter. Like you're telling them, look, you don't know what the ingredients are. You don't know what the results are going to be in a year, 2 years, or sooner than that. But Isaiah 30:1, woe, destruction to rebellious children, said the Most High. That take counsel, they take counsel, they listen to somebody. Counsel is when you listen to somebody, but not of me. They ain't, Most High said they ain't listen to me. They take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with a covering, they cover with a covering, but not of my spirit. Say it ain't of his spirit. That they may add sin to sin. You hear that? They adding sin to sin. It's sin what they presenting, and they taking on the sin to be indulged with sin, because it's certain things that we just not supposed to be dealing with. As you see the mother, but the Spirit brought it out, and her 7 sons, they would not eat no abomination. That's all they had to do is eat abomination and live. They didn't do it. But here we are, we'll add sin to sin. Doing something wrong, know it's wrong, find out it's wrong, and still do the same thing over and over again. Then you're going to pray to the Most High and want his mercy and his grace for him to do something for you. When you say, hey, it's mercy, hey. See, I'm not hearing you. You praying to yourself. That's deep right there. Verse 9, Isaiah 30:9. That this is rebellious people, lying children, children that would not hear the law of the Most High. We ain't under the law. So the law of the Most High, the word of the Most High would let you know certain things that you hear. As we go through this, you should know that you should be trying to inquire from the prophets of the Most High, the men of the Most High. What does the Most High feel about this, that, the third, whatever? But if you follow Ecclesiasticus 3:24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion overthrown their judgment, then that's on you. You allow the devil to come in to make you make the judgment call on your life, playing Russian roulette with your life. That's on you. That's why he call you rebellious. You don't take counsel with the Most High. Because look, let's make this perfectly clear, because a lot of y'all will say, why should I even talk to y'all? I got my own way I'm going to do things. Look what it says. Go to Proverbs. 1st chapter. And verse 24. It says, Proverbs Proverbs 124. Because I have called and ye refused. He said, called you and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regardeth, right? That's all I want to see. Most High stretched out his hand and no man regarded. So what's the Most High's hand? For we that's here, in your face. Psalm 17 and 14. Psalm 17 and 14. From men which are thy hand, O Most High. From men of the world, which have their portion in this life. You see? So men are the hands of the Most High. But people in this world, that's why city's going to be destroyed, because of pride. People got too much pride. That's why he said in Proverbs 8 and 4, unto you, O men, I call. He said, I call. You call them men. And my voice is to the sons of man, you see? So we have a certain job to do, and you have a certain job to do in listening and want to know more, so that you don't fall into the category of rebellious. You don't fall into the category of hard-hearted and not wanting to do the will of the Most High. This is what they say. To the Most High's hand, his men that he called, to bring forth his word. Isaiah 30 and 9. That this is rebellious people, lying children. Children that will not hear the law of the Most High. Which say to the seers, which are the prophets, they were called seers before they were called prophets. See not, don't be looking at us. And to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, we tell them right things. Speaking unto us smooth things, prophesy to see, tell us lies. Tell us it's okay. The plague is here, it's okay. It's all right. You know, go ahead and follow whatever they say do. It's okay. Prophesy to cease. What it say? Prophesy lies to us. What they tell us, get thee out of the way. They don't want to hear what we got to say. Turn aside out of the path. Get out of my way. I'm going straight like they telling me to do. I'm going to do exactly what I'm supposed to do, because I'm in order with the violent, the evil, the wicked, the unjust, the unrighteous. We didn't say what you heard what they're going to say when salvation coming on the earth. We went ourselves the way of wickedness and destruction. We've gone through desolated away. That's the way the Most High, the Mashiach side, we have not known it. Was Solomon 5 and 7. So this is who you following. Job 9:24 says, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He who is the wicked cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? Everybody I looked at, pictures in there, predominantly is the so-called white man. Edomites. So it is what it is. That's why it's going to be a remnant of every nation. I mean, everybody going to learn now, or you're going to be made to learn, or you're going to perish. You get that right quick. So you don't think I'm just talking out of my side of my neck. Isaiah 60 and 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. There it is. So, thus say the Most High. So going back to the children of Israel, listen, verse 10 of Isaiah the 30th chapter, which say to the seers, see not, don't be looking at us, and to the prophets, prophesy not to us right things, speaking to us smooth things. You're going to be okay. It's going to be all right for you. Even though you know it's not going to be right for you. That's what you see people are doing. Speaking of smooth things, prophesy to cease, tell us lies. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. They want to hear what the word of the Most High say. But it's going to come a day of reckoning. And you have to give account of your actions at this time. And hopefully, it's not going to be detrimental to you for what you've done to yourself already. Deuteronomy 9th chapter, and the 24th verse. Ye have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you. Woo! Man. Say you have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you. Man. It's cold, ain't it? Ephesians 5 and 11. Ephesians 5 and 11. Ephesians 5 and 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. You hear that? Have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Tell them off. Tell them what time it is according to thus say the Most High. But he said, have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, right? So, in your time, in my time, look at Isaiah. Go back to Isaiah 47 chapter. Say, to have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, right? Unfruitful works. I mean, it's not going to benefit you. That's why he said, Isaiah 47 and 5, he told Esau, I'm not going to go into it, but I've been over this with the daughter of Babylon. You go to Psalms 137 and 7 to 7, 8, and 9, I think. It tells you who the daughter of Babylon represents the Edomites. So that they're the kingdom that's ruling in the last days of the world. So now that's what he told them concerning darkness. In Isaiah 47 and 5, sit thou silent, shut up, and get thee into darkness, right? O daughter of the Chaldeans, because Babylonians, Chaldeans, same people, same spirit that they rolling in. For thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. So once they got in the darkness, then they put the people in what? Isaiah 60 and 2. Told them to get into darkness. That's ignorance, not knowing. That's why I say they don't know the Most High, the Mashak Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7 says. And that's when salvation is coming on this earth. Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Because he just told them to get thee in the darkness. This last kingdom that will be on this earth ruling in ignorance. Now, I know that's why they got the Discovery Channel, the History Channel. They always trying to go in the sky, trying to discover plants, the insects, people, everything, right? Because they ran away from society. A lot of things that we knew they dismissed from learning because they killed the people. Isaiah 60 and 2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. You see? Gross ignorance the people. So most people are in gross ignorance. And a lot of people don't want to learn. They don't want to study. They don't want to learn this. You can't you got to put some time and work in this to understand this. Just like you had to put time and work in you going to school. In Esau's curriculum. You want to get your high school diploma. You want to graduate from the 6th grade or whatever grades they graduate you from. You got to be able to know how to follow his curriculum. The Most High got a curriculum too. Ain't nothing more powerful than the truth. Understand this and overstand this. He got a curriculum too. So he's saying, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. He told Esau to get into darkness. Told the Edomites to get into darkness, which they did went into darkness. How we just think they were in the light when they was in the Caucasus Mountains? So they came out and they started looking at trying to find everything they could find out that was on the earth, happening on the earth, from not being in the earth. So he say, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. You see, gross ignorance the people. But the Most High shall arise upon thee. That's why I say, Kram Abanawa Yahweh. He gonna rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. You see? So now, Ephesians 4 and 11. 5 and 11, Salakia. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. What do you say? Don't have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. That's why he said, 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. See, our people fall in suit with darkness. Look, 1 Corinthians 10 and 20. But I say then that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice or worship, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Hear that? That's why he's saying, Ephesians 5:11, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. A lot of people this what the Gentiles that's in darkness tell them to do, that's what they're going to follow. But I say, the things which the Gentiles sacrifice and worship, they sacrifice to devils and not to the Most High. That's why they say, for the way of the Most High, the Mashiach, we have not known it in the end. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye could not drink the cup of the Most High and the cup of devils. Ye could not be partakers of the Most High's table and the table of devils. There it is. So, you got to make a choice. Got to make sure that you roll in the right spirit. Or, back to Ephesians 5:11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Prove them. Boy, it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. You hear that? Hear what he said? He said it's a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. They doing so many vile things behind closed doors. He said it's a shame to even speak of those things that they're doing. All kind of madness going on. I ain't want to, you don't know, you better ask somebody. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. That's the law of the Most High. For whatsoever does make manifest is light. See. Wherefore he saith, awake, wake up, thou that sleepeth, you that's in darkness, and arise from the dead state of mind, and Mashiach Yahushua shall give thee light. So why he say, I'm the way to show you how to follow the true wisdom, the laws of the Most High, that's going to lead to everlasting life. Wherefore he said, awake, thou that sleepeth, and arise from the dead, and Mashiach shall give thee light. Come out of the darkness. You can't follow. So many ways you can look at it. He's telling you, don't follow their way. It's unfruitful. You're not going to benefit from it. That's what he's saying. You're going to lose. Zephaniah 3 and 5. Zephaniah 3 and 5. Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Most High is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. He's not going to do wickedness. Every morning does he bring his judgment to light. Hear that? Every morning the Most High wakes up. I don't know if he's asleep or not, but every morning he brings his judgment to light. He faileth not. But the unjust knoweth no shame. See, they're not shamed for what they're doing and what they have done and what they're doing, what their plan is. But the Most High say you're going to laugh at them. Look at Psalms 83. Psalms 83. And 1. King David said what? Keep not thou silent, O Most High, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They uproaring. They riding. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. See? They lift up their head. That's in pride. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. See? All these counsels, all the things you see is against the Most High's people, the children of Israel. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Hear that? Let us cut them off from being a nation. And the things that they're doing are geared toward them saying, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. That we can't run around talking about we the Israelites. We the chosen people of the Most High. They can go back to how they had it. I don't think so. It's not going to happen. It's not going down like that. Understand, overstand this. He's not going to have it. Most High is not going to have it. Believe this. Look at Psalms 14:1. The fool has said in his heart, the fool has said in his mind, there is no power. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. That's why I say things they done in secret. It's so shameful even to mention. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Hear that? It was good. Keeping of the Most High's laws. The Most High is good. And his laws, keeping of his laws makes you good. The Most High looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there was any that did understand and seek the Most High. They're all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? All you that's working this iniquity and trying to get people to be under your hocus pocus, bringing forth this plague on the earth? Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and call not upon the Most High? We know you ain't gonna call on the Most High, but say you eating up his people like they eat bread. Is cannibalism still in the earth today? Because you know, it's a known fact. It has been alleged, I'll say, that when it first came here, it was eating the people to survive. Verse 6, it says, ye have shamed the counsel of the poor. You shamed our counsel. Most High called us to bring forth his word in these last days, but you shamed the counsel of the poor, because the Most High is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel will come out of Zion, when the Most High bringeth back the captivity of his people. You hear that? He's going to bring back the captivity of his people. Jacob shall rejoice. That's when we're going to be rejoicing, y'all. Ain't going to ever cry again. And Israel shall be glad. Going to be happy. As it is written. Most High promises it's going to go down. Isaiah 5:20. Isaiah 5:20. See, we got to look at all the things that we're faced with and going to be faced with, and it should make you want to have a better relationship with the Most High, who's our only hope. But Isaiah 5:20, woe, destruction unto them that call evil good. Woe to them that call evil good, and good evil. So now we done went to Romans 7:12, showing that to be good, you got to keep the commandments of the Most High. To be evil, you don't keep the commandments of the Most High. We just read how, Wisdom of Solomon 5:7, how in the end, when salvation comes on this earth, they're not going to know the way of the Most High. You see? So, here we are in these last days, looking at trying to figure this out. And it's like, say, that's why he's saying, woe unto them that call evil good. They call evil good. Right? Now, last I read in First Maccabees, go to my First Maccabees First Maccabees, the Maccabees is the Greek Empire. Let me remind you, in Malachi, you're in the Persian Mede Empire. Then you have a blank page. And then you go to Matthew, you're in the Roman Empire. So what happened to the Greek Empire? Is right here in First and Second Maccabees in the Apocrypha, the 14 books that the Protestants took out of the original King James 611 Bible. So some of you just have a revived version. You only have 60 books, 66 books. You see, but there are 14 more books, and that's 66. Oh man, that's six. That number six. Huh? A vibration, but